We're at the unveiling of the NV200, designed specifically to be a taxi cab in London. And I'm talking to Andy Palmer, Executive Vice President of a Nissan Motor Company. Andy, Tokyo, New York, now London. NV200 seems to be finding a real little niche for itself.
It really does. I mean, clearly when we designed NV200 in the first instance to be a commercial vehicle for the world, obviously we had in mind, I would say, three key points. One was basically making it a commercial van, conforming basically to the requirements of various regulations around the world. Criteria number two was being compatible with an electric vehicle to become during the life cycle, and you probably already know that the NV200 is coming, so the ability to be able to fit an electric powertrain, a battery, etc. The third criteria was the cab. I have to say, when we started the development, the cab was more of a dream because it didn't seem to fit any particular regulations, but we knew that logically it would make sense. And of course, being an English guy, I've always had in the back of my mind, why couldn't this turn into a London cab? Now, it happened that the contest for New York came as an opportunity much earlier than the London one did, and we entered, I think 4 years ago, the competition for the Taxi of Tomorrow in New York, adapted NV200 to meet the needs of the city, and won that competition. So we're now the exclusive supplier of cabs for the next 10 years in New York. We also had obviously a little easier run with the UD cab in Japan. Obviously it's our hometown, and there we'd already had a fair idea what the regulations would be. But the real challenge was going to be London, and London, not because of the size of the car, but more to do with the turning circle on the one hand, and the accessibility requirements for wheelchair in the side door. And you know, we agonised about how we could get the 25 feet turning circle. And you see what we've done here now is we've extended the wheel size out by about 100 millimetres, gives us the turning circle, gone with some over fenders, modified the door opening, and then borrowed a lot of the interior ideas from the New York taxi to create something that I think is a genuine London icon.
Yeah. It certainly looks the business, and the body kit especially looks great, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was designed in Paddington. So, I mean, if the guys in Paddington can't get it right, I don't know who can. Engineering has been predominantly done in Cranfield, so we're pretty cool with the reliability of this. Obviously, the original vehicle is also designed for Europe in Cranfield. Manufacturing the base vehicle in Barcelona, so it'll be made in a proper production line, Nissan quality and reliability. Obviously a bomb-proof diesel engine, 1.5 litre diesel engine, half the fuel consumption of the existing cabs, huge interior space, and a price that's lower than the current best offer out there. So great news for cabbies in London for sure.
And when can we expect the ENV200 to appear?
Now ENV, so this is the diesel version, so this is coming next year. Now the ENV, which is the EV version, we're able to make that available to the city probably in around April 2014. Now there's a lot of things between now and then that need to be done. So the car can be made available, that's clear. Now, can you turn it into a viable cab? What would be the mix of that cab? Very much depends upon the infrastructure, particularly the fast charging infrastructure in the city. Obviously what we hope, what I really dream about is that this may be the iconic look for New York and London and Tokyo, but London could be the leader from a sustainability and an environmental point of view. If London could just be the first to really embrace zero emissions and the electric car, this could be the car that could do it. The taxis in London account for about 20% of the particulates emitted in London. Just imagine you could go to 100% mix of electric vehicles, those particulates would disappear. Just think about the benefit to our children and our children's children from an asthmatic point of view, from a respiratory health point of view. Great news.
And will we see the electric van before the cab or the other way around?
No, you see the electric van for sure. That's coming. That's going to be manufactured in Barcelona in 2014. That's why I'm confident that we can bring an electric cab to London, no doubt. The only question now is the mix, and the mix is very much on the basis of what's the infrastructure out there. Can cabbies charge their cabs every day? You know, is it realistic that for those guys doing 200 miles a day, certainly an EV makes a lot of sense as long as those charging points are in place.
Infrastructure is the key, basically.
Very much so. Infrastructure on one hand, absolutely. Education on the other, because there's an automatic aversion to EV. It's new. Is it going to run out of juice like my PC? Answer is no, by the way. But you've got to get people into the cars, experience the cars. So there's certainly an education, which is partly the car company, Nissan, partly the government, partly the utilities. But on the other hand, you need to be able to see as you drive around the city. You need to see charging points so that you've got that confidence that when you are getting low on juice, there's somewhere you can go. From a very empty battery to a completely full battery on a fast charger takes 30 minutes, and that's 100 miles of distance as soon as you've got a full battery.
Andy, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.